lot, and I appreciate it. So this is our part 2 of Lunch with Life course about the quick guides. My name is Barb Seferis. So thank you for joining. I hope that you were also on the first call. This is not a repeat, but it's in addition to. So all of our life course trainings are provided by the Family Resource Network of Ohio. We are Ohio's official hub for charting the life course. We hope that you have gone to our website, frnohio.org, and that when you see that pop-up that says, do you want to sign up for notices, that you sign up, because then you will get an email about all of the presentations that we offer without cost to anyone in Ohio. And I lost track. It's somewhere around 80 to 100 a year. So please sign up. Also, please like our Facebook page if you are a Facebook user. We post stories of how people are using Charting the Life course, people with lived experience, families, and professionals, and the impact it's made on their life. So please sign up. We want to thank the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities and the Department of Education and Workforce. Because of their generous grants funding, we are able to provide all of these presentations without cost. I want to share our Family Resource Network of Ohio team. Erica is on the call, and she will be providing support. If you have questions, please put them in chat. Erica will either answer them or let me know that there's a question for me to address. So please feel free to type your questions in chat. And I'm also part of the team along with Celia Schlomer. So my name is Barb Seferis. If you joined last week, I don't want to give you my history, but I am a sibling. I had 2 brothers with disabilities. I've worked in the IDD field for over 46 years in the Cleveland area. I've worked in the schools. I've worked in day programs. I work supporting people at home, in their home, their family home, and also in group homes. And I've worked supporting people in employment. So I've had, I'm very appreciative of all the experience and opportunities I've had. Last week on the 9th and today, we wanted to share with you resources and tools from Charting the Life course that will help you have conversations, that help families think about what kind of life do we want for our loved one, and also what kind of opportunities do we want to make sure they have. So we'll look at all the 6 domains, and the quick guides give us that information from early childhood through adulthood and actually into aging. These resources and tools support and empower people with lived experience, their families, and professionals. We want families to be part of the conversation, not just be answering a bunch of questions. So we want them to understand what we're talking about and also have information so they can think about the different domains and what do I want for my loved one. You have 3 handouts: the PowerPoint, the experiences and questions booklet. And this week, I am sharing the quick guide for school age. Last week, I shared the quick guide for transition. Whatever system you work in, whether it's the schools, early childhood, the Department of DD, employment, residential, whatever system you work in, we all have common outcomes. We need to support people or help them. We need to empower them. You know, none of us is going to be in anybody's life forever, unless you're a family member. But professionals, we're in and out of people's lives. And so we need to empower them, give them the tools and resources so they have control and power over their life, which is the civil right of self-determination. We also want to help people be valued members of their community and live the life they want. And that is the major outcome, the core concept of charting the life course, that people can live, love, work, play, and pursue their life aspirations in their community. What we want is people, families, and professionals to use a common language that everyone understands. We want everyone to have a good life or a life they value. We want people to have positive control over their life. And the only way they can have that is to have information and knowledge so they can make informed decisions and they can exercise their civil right of self-determination. We also want people to have a good quality of life. We talk about 6 life domains and the importance of having experiences and opportunities. You don't know what you like and what you don't like, what you want, what you don't want, if you don't have experiences and opportunities. So today I chuckle because I live in Northeast Ohio. I have snow. I don't know how the roads are. I haven't gone out yet, but I've had a lot of experience driving in the snow and in blizzards. I know that there are a lot of people in Ohio that have not had that lovely experience and opportunity. And so a little bit of snow scares them. Or my niece, who went to the Ohio State University, the first time I went down and took her out, there were snowflakes and we were driving on 270 and she started screaming at me, Auntie Barbie, watch. And I said, Lauren, I've driven in snow my whole life. And she goes, not you, everybody else. They don't know how to drive in the snow. So think about the importance of experiences and opportunities. In Charting the Life course, we talk about 6 life domains. They are not skill areas, they're parts of our life, and they're all interrelated. So where we live, what we do during the day, what we do for fun, how we take care of ourselves, how we make sure we feel safe and secure. I have to drive to Columbus later, and I had my friend, who I call my sister, text me, take extra blankets in your car. I'm like, I have my parka plus the parka I will wear. And I put a blanket in the car. But how do we feel safe? Not just safety and security, but in this weather, how many I'm not even going to tell you how many chargers for my cell phone and my laptop I packed, because just in case. One of the resources I shared with you is this Experiences and Questions booklet. I also have indicated where you can find it on the website, lifecoursetools.com, under Library, and then look under Exploring Life Stages. If you are a professional, a teacher, a service coordinator, an SSA, and you're working, I know that as an SSA, I was one, you can be working with anyone from age 3 to 90 something. And so you're working with people across the lifespan. The beauty of the Experiences and Questions booklet is that it will take you through all 6 domains across the lifespan, from prenatal and infancy all the way up to aging. So for you as a service coordinator, it provides you with considerations for conversation. In Charting the Life course, we talk about anticipatory guidance. So if you are working in early childhood, we also want to support families to think about school age, which is the next life stage, because whatever life stage you're in, you should be anticipating what's needed for the next life stage. So those of you that are adults, I am thinking that you are probably anticipating, what do I need to do as I move closer to retirement? You don't start thinking about it the day before you retire, but you probably are thinking about it 10, maybe 20 years out. What's my retirement system going to be? How much money am I going to get? What do I need to do to make sure I can live on that? So we always tell people, look at the previous life stage So for example, if you are working with youth in transition, 14 to 22, look at the previous life stage, which is school age, and see, did they have all the opportunities and experiences? Did that happen? And then look at transition, but also look at adulthood. You know, what else do we need to think about? What else do we need to consider? So this booklet, the beauty of it is in one booklet, it's about, I think maybe 20 pages, I'm not sure. But it goes across all the life stages for each domain. So in one booklet, you've got all the information. Please also note that Charting the Life Course resources are available in Spanish. Go to lifecoursetools.com, go to library, and under foundational tools, there's a section for all of the resources in Spanish. They are found all together on one page, not where the resources are, the matching resources are in English. So they're all together on one page. Please share them with your families. Please, if you are working with a bilingual family, please share it with them. Share it with staff who support people who are bilingual. So this is the page from the experiences and questions booklet. And you can see I just copied the page for daily life and employment. You see that it provides you questions and things to consider from prenatal all the way up to aging. So if you are a service coordinator or an intervention specialist or a teacher that may work with students or families that have that are in more than one life stage, in this booklet, you have a 2-page spread for every domain, each of the domains, and then considerations from prenatal, early childhood, school age, transition, adulthood, and aging. If you want to share resources with families, one of the resources that I love and I think is so helpful for families, but also for people with lived experience, are these quick guides. They are 4 pages long. There is one for each of 5 life stages. So we don't have one for prenatal and infancy, but early childhood, school age, transition, adulthood, and aging. These are available on lifecoursetools.com. Again, here's where you can find them under library, under exploring life stages. And you can download these for free. You can put them on your agency's website. You can print them out and give them to people for the appropriate life stage, or you can email it to them, download and email them a copy, just like we emailed them to you as a handout. Why do I suggest you do this? Because we need to help families and students and people with lived experience know what we're talking about. And what better way than to give them the resource so they can read it and they know what we're talking about. So the first page of the quick guides talks about what the life stage is. This is school age. You see the icon of a student with a backpack and a definition of what school age is. It's kindergarten through middle school, through that up until 14. And then on page 2, 3 of the domains are covered. So daily life and employment, you see the icon. So this can also be helpful for people who may not have good literacy skills. The domain, a definition, what a person does during part of their day. They could be going to school, they could be in employment, volunteering. What communication do they need? What routines and what life skills? And then over here in the smaller unbolded print are things that you can talk about, you know, for school age. Are they in the least restrictive environment? Are they in a neighborhood school? Are they having the opportunity to learn social skills as well as daily living and academic skills? What is their vision for their future? Have we even asked them, what do you want to be when you grow up? What kind of responsibilities do they have at home? Because that helps build that work ethic, learning routines, learning sequences, and learning responsibility. So 3 of the domains are on page 2: daily life and employment, community living, and safety and security. On page 3 are the other 3 domains: social and spirituality, so building friendships, maintaining friendships. What do they like to do for fun? Do they have a network of people? Do they have a network of people that support them? Friends, family. Healthy living. So what are they doing to manage their health care? In transition, we talked about, are we helping students learn how to communicate with their healthcare providers? Are we helping them learn how to communicate when they don't feel right and to share with the healthcare providers what's going on? And then the last section, advocacy and engagement. On page 4 of the quick guides, and this is the model for all quick guides. So across all life stages, the first page is, what is the life stage? What does it mean? What does it cover? Second page covers 3 domains. Third page covers the other 3 domains. The fourth page, there's a section for services and supports. So what may be available to help you? What's out there? What resources are available? And then the last section is for the family unit, what might they need during this life stage? Do they have the opportunity to connect with other families? What supports do they need? Do they need a break from caregiving? And considering what do they do for themselves and their siblings? So the quick guides are the 4-pagers. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. On the first page, again, the life stage, page 2, 3 domains, page 3, 3 more domains, page 4, helping people consider what services and supports might be helpful, and then support for the family unit. So I wanted to go through a couple of the domains and just show you that we need to talk about daily life and employment from early childhood all the way up through adulthood and aging. So look at some of the things to consider under early childhood. Are they learning to make mistakes? You know, think about a lot of the toys for kids. They teach kids what to do when they make a mistake. The balls that have shapes, puzzles where you put the pieces in. Do they have chores? And are they learning routines and strategies throughout the day? Think about the routines, you know, sitting at the table to eat, getting ready for bed, getting up in the morning. What do they have to do after they play with toys? Are they encouraged to put them away, to put their dirty clothes in the laundry? School age, are they learning social skills? Any technology that can help them? Do they have an after-school routine? And I'm not going to read them all, but I want to show you that domains that we may think, oh, you don't need to talk about that till they're in transition. We need to be talking about daily life and employment from early childhood. For transition, are they part of creating their transition plan? Do they have a vision for what they want to do after school? Do they know about all the possibilities, including post-secondary education? Do they have work and volunteer experiences? And don't just think about when you fill out a tax form. Are they babysitting? Do they pet sit? Do they cut the grass for neighbors? Do they help neighbors in any way? What are they doing to learn about responsibility and work? And then in adulthood, what opportunities do they have to continue to learn? You don't have to go to school to continue to learn. Think about what we do. We watch webinars, we watch YouTube. Are they able to explore their skills and interests? What do they like doing? Do they have opportunities to do that? Do we talk about income and benefits and help that they might need to get through the day? So I think I shared last week, it really saddens me when families are told their son or daughter can never live in their own apartment because they don't have the skills. But people not, we all don't have all the skills. So what kind of support do they need to get through their day? And that's why people have waivers. Excuse me. Another domain that is of concern for everybody, families, people with lived experience, professionals, is that social and spirituality. A lot of times when people are not successful, it's not because they don't have the skills, it's because they don't have the social skills. So in early childhood, are they learning social skills? Think about the social skills you teach little kids. Please, thank you, taking turns. Do they have new experiences and new places? Do they go to lots of places? Oops, I missed school age, sorry. School age, do they have opportunities to do things after school? Are they learning the spiritual values and culture of your family? In transition, are people learning how to make and build and maintain relationships? As I've interviewed students who have finished school maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years out of school, I ask them sometimes, do you have a best friend? And the saddest answer is, yes, I do. And I'm like, oh, great. What do you do with your best friend? I don't know where they are. How did you meet them? In school. Do you talk to them? Nope. Do you ever see them? Nope. So it's not only having friends, but how do we support people to maintain their relationships? Are we teaching them to use social media? Are we talking about dating, sex, and intimacy? I always marvel when my brother Nick passed away. He had a laptop and we had to guess his password, which after he passed away, we did. I forgot to ask him for his password on his laptop. And I was amazed at how many friends he had maintained over decades through email and chatting, because that was how he maintained those relationships. And I was surprised, I was actually shocked to see how he had maintained so many relationships. So as an adult, are people learning to listen, not just talk, but do they listen? Are they sharing decision-making with their friends? And by that, I mean, do they know who they can talk to? Do they know who they can confide in? Do they know who they can talk to that maybe had a similar experience and maybe can help them talk through a decision? Are they learning how to budget? And do they have a valued role in their faith community, if that is something they want? For advocacy and engagement, in early childhood, are the families meeting other families? Are the families being recognized as the expert of their loved one? Is the family sharing information with siblings and other family members? And are the kids learning to follow rules at home? For school age, are the siblings learning about the disability and the needs? Because as a sibling, I will tell you that a lot of us do not want to bother our parents because we know that they're busy with our brother or sister. But do we understand? And for me, I always laugh. I grew up in a very rural area. We didn't have a library. We had a bookmobile. And I went one summer to the bookmobile and I saw a book that said cerebral palsy. And I pulled it down and the librarian ran over to me and said, honey, you can't get a book that's above your height. Those are for adults. And I said, I want to read this book because my brother has cerebral palsy. And she went, oh, okay. And she let me take the book. I will tell you that when I was in college and got my master's for speech pathology, I read that same book as a text, which I think is funny. Siblings want information. Let's help them get it. Advocacy and engagement for transition. Are we helping people tell us what they want, what kind of life they want? Are we helping them have opportunities to make decisions and learn from their decisions, and take risks? Do they know the difference between important to and important for? It's in their plan. We better help them understand it. And then in adulthood, are we, again, supporting them to talk about what they want, make decisions? Do they want to vote? Do they understand their rights and responsibilities? So to wrap up, why do we want to support and empower? Because we want people to be able to talk about the life they want, not just answer our questions. We want them to understand what the domains cover and why they're important. Why? Because the domains are on the Ohio ISP. So anyone getting service from a county board, plus that's the way we all look at our lives. Do families understand the importance of having experiences and opportunities across the lifespan? So how can you support and empower? Give the quick guides to people. Have the quick guides available. Put it on your website or hand it out as a resource. Have less, if you are a teacher or an intervention specialist or a provider in a day program, have lessons and discussions about the domains. If you're a provider in a day program, you can bill for that. And then support students to talk about the life they want. They can use the vision tool, the trajectory, or even develop a vision board. So as I wrap up, we have our showcase in March. There is a fee, but you can sign up to learn more about it. We have a community of practice meeting where we talk about, people share what they're doing, and that's next week. And I thank you for your attention. As you leave the Zoom, a feedback form will pop up. Please cover it. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to the Family Resource Network of Ohio. We're happy to provide any opportunities or trainings for your organization, your agency, your family group, anything. Thank you, and stay safe and stay warm, everybody. Bye-bye. I'm checking chat, Erica, just to make sure I didn't miss anything.